Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is James Steiner and welcome back to Hate Plus. So, as you probably noticed, no webcam. So I tried to record this episode a little bit earlier and the webcam died. It is completely and utterly bricked, so I'm going to have to get a new one. So until then, there's just going to be a lack of face cam until then. So here we go. The hairpin, Hyo A Young. Oh dear, okay, they spoiled it again. There's something bad happening. This is the first time we've read about this person. Click their name again in another log file and I'll remind you about them. Okay, so this is who again? Hyo A Young. Okay, here we go. My performance last night must have been my worst yet. I got no less than a dozen lines wrong, including the no unplucked flower one, meaning that the entire meaning of my speech at the climax was reversed. Wow. To say nothing of the entire cue that I missed while I was worrying about missing a cue. To say that it was disastrous would be a dramatic understatement. It was calamitous, utterly amateur hour on my behalf, and I have the utmost certainty that even the audience could tell. And of course, this was the performance to which I had invited the girl with the flowers from the other day. The one I was trying to impress. I would have died of shame on the spot if I could. Utterly calamitous. I completely undermined the whole meaning. Wow, how poetic. I argued with the others, pouring myself another glass of well-needed wine. Somehow, even my co-star wasn't taking me seriously. It's a complicated play, love. Nobody other than us noticed it. I guarantee it. They just go off with what the program describes it was meaning anyway. Tae-mi said, rolling his eyes. Please stop self-effacing for attention. Tae-mi, no, of course there's no picture. I am doing no such thing, I protested. I looked to the other girls in the group, but they just shrugged. But before I could say any more, the door slid open, one of the stagehands appearing. Sorry, Miss Hyo A Young? There's a common girl who's really insistent on seeing you. She says she knows you. What should I say? He asked. Oh no, Jina? I winced. I couldn't face her, not after that disaster. Tell her I'm not here. Tell her that I have died. Tell her that I have died of shame and therefore am not here. I'll say that you're busy, he said, uncomfortably. Wait, who's this Jin that you're so afraid of? The great and haughty A Young scared of a commoner? Tae-mi mocked. Send her in. This must be seen. Okay, sir, the stagehand said, and closed the door despite my obvious distress. Oh no, that's so mean. A little bit. Please, at least treat her nicely, I implored Tae-mi. Oh, don't worry, I'm not going to be mean to her. I'm going to be mean to you, he declared. I was about to respond by asking how I might be able to tell the difference, but at that moment the door slid open. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, she exclaimed, bowing unnecessarily. I just wanted to thank Miss Hyo A Young for inviting me here. Sorry for the trouble. I'll be going now. Come in. Any friend of A Young is a friend of ours. I insist, he said. Oh, I'm not really, she said quietly, glancing at me, seeming worried. I gave her a sympathetic look. Okay, thanks. I made room for her at the table, and she knelt down next to me. I smiled at her and tried to reassure myself that I hadn't really lost the upper hand. Perhaps she didn't know just to what extent I had utterly destroyed myself on stage. Perhaps. That's a nice dress, he told her. It really wasn't. She tried her best to look, well, I don't know what her expectation of what one wears to the theater is, but I'm sure she tried her best. It was cute. It was endearing that she tried, but it was very certainly not a nice dress. He was making fun of her, after all. I winced. It wasn't fair. She hardly could know better. Thank you, she stammered. I wanted to die, right there, on the spot. Or swoop in and rescue her with a clever repartee. Oh no, poor Jina. But before I had a chance to think of anything to say, she just looked at him with a look of amazement and said, there's just one thing I'm confused by, though. I looked away. I was simply unable to watch this unfold. I had invited her here, and he was simply going to devour her whole. I had not understand. It should be understood. I had not understood just how truly calamitous this was. And what's that? He asked with a smirk. Well, it's something Miss Hyo A. Young was telling me. She said it's impossible to embody, playful elegance if you use mock flowers, right? She asked. I looked straight down. She was just too naive for this. She was going to be destroyed. Of course, he said. Okay, that makes sense, she said enthusiastically. Then she said the unexpected. So, then don't you also lose the playful elegance if you use mock compliments? Ooh! I suddenly looked up out of shock, and there was silence. She just tilted her head, looking cutely, as if she really did expect an answer. After a moment had passed for it to sink in, the girls giggled. I thought she hadn't understood, but no, she knew exactly when she had been the butt of a joke, and she had just absolutely called him on it, in the most adorable, most natural-seeming way. Oh, wow, she's clever. I wouldn't have been able to do that. I don't know, you managed... Let's think about this for a second. You managed to kill everyone on board a starship. Just saying. I may merely have swooned on the spot. I thought I'd impress her when I invited her here, but instead, I was the one who was impressed. You're right, he said, shrugging it off. It was unbecoming of me, and I apologize. I was very truly impressed. The tone of the conversation was respectful after that. She really was naive, it turned out, but after a drink or two she freely confessed to it in a way that was just the most endearing thing in the world. We explained the play to her, and I even admitted to her just how disastrously my performance had gone, even after it was clear she couldn't tell. And her response was simply to smile innocently at me and say with the utmost sincerity, "It's okay, I'm sure you'll get it perfect the next time." Ah, jeez. It was the sweetest thing. Eventually, all the other actors took their leave, simply leaving us alone together backstage, entirely too drunk and entirely too close together. And I was just smitten with her at this point. Really? I know where this is going. I have immensely enjoyed your company tonight, I told her. Without a doubt, you are far more than I, the absolute embodiment of playful elegance. Oh, please, don't be silly, she said. I clasped her hand in mine. I mean it truly, I declared. I'd like to think I had some sort of segue into what I said next, something that made it seem natural and not just an act of forwardness that would be excessive even for me. Okay, now you're looking surprised. But I cannot remember saying anything of the sort, unfortunately. All I remember was staring deep into her eyes and declaring, "If it please you, I'd rather like to kiss you right now." This is so embarrassing. She blushed profusely, and I immediately regretted saying that, realizing I had moved remarkably too fast and was acting remarkably too drunk. Okay, sure, she stammered, sounding reluctant. My apologies, I shouldn't have said that. I don't know what I was thinking. Please forgive me, I said to her. No, She looked down. I'd really like it if you did. Please, that'd be nice. I raised her chin with my finger so I could look her in the eyes. Really? I asked with uncertainty. Really, she stammered, trembling slightly as I stared her in the eyes. I mean, if you want. It's okay if you don't. I'd just like it if you did, really. Very well, I said. Then I leaned forward, clasping her hands, and gently kissed her quivering lips. They felt so delicate against mine, and I could nearly taste her surprise. Then I kissed her once more, unable to help myself. You smile nice, little flower, I said softly to her. Thanks, she said. When I pulled away, she was still blushing bright red, still quivering, but she grinned at me. But maybe just a little enviable. Oh, okay. Then a worried look overcame her face and she looked around the room. Oh no, is it midnight already? Oh geez, I'm so late. I should have been home ages ago. I have to leave. Sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. You don't have to say that, I told her, letting go when I realized I really just had scared her off. I'd come on her too strongly and she wanted to be a good sport. But the kiss really did scare her off. What a fool I am, I thought. I'll let you go. I didn't mean to push you like that. No, I like that. I'm flattered that you even look at me like that. I mean it, she said, rising to her feet. I shook my head. You don't need to say that. Don't worry about offending me. I understand. You don't need to worry about seeing me again, so don't spare my feelings. I'm not, she exclaimed. I like you. I think you're really cool. Please believe me. Then she pulled out an ugly hairpin from her hair and handed it to me. Here, hold on to this. I'm not giving it to you. I want it back, okay? I'm trusting you to hold on to it until I can be with you again. Whoa. I took it from her, not sure what to say. She started to run away, shouting back at me, bye for now. Till next time. Only once she left did I realize that my heart was actually racing. Is this what adult relationships are like? I don't know, I don't even think this character is an adult. Jinna may be cute and timid and as fun to play with as I expected, but, well, I certainly had not expected her to grab hold of my heart like that. I thought I'd be the one to sweep her off her feet, impress her, be the charming one. But all I could think was that I'd surely just given my worst performance yet, and somehow the audience was receptive all the same. And despite the stammering and the excitement and the blushing, I had no doubt that she was far more graceful than I had been. Right after she left, I clipped her pin in my own hair. I'm starting to notice I keep looking up, thinking that the webcam is there. Jesus. I keep thinking that... Okay, it's very odd. There is a lot of homosexual relationships here, and quite honestly, I have no problem with that. Okay, I'm actually quite fascinated by it, but thus far we've had man on man, and now we're having woman on woman, which is kind of interesting to say the least. I was not expecting it to go in this direction because the previous one was very much heterosexual relationships, but this one, almost all of them are homosexual relationships. It's kind of weird when you just look at it thematically and how it shifted. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I need to have my lunch and then get ready for work. Do you think maybe we could talk? I can talk to you later. Okay? Oh. Whoa, okay, that was weird. Go back. Why did it do that? Holy crap. Is it still recording? Yes, it is still recording. What the hell was that? Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button, share, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.